Hi everybody, and welcome to Parent Alienation is Child Abuse Unfiltered. Thank you for being here, and welcome to all the new subscribers. I really appreciate it, you jumping on board, joining me on this journey. It's a very delicate subject to talk about that affects a lot of children around the world. I'm sure everybody would know somebody or some child that's going through this. It needs to be stopped. How do we stop it? More education. Teach people how to get over breakup, rejection. Get them to understand that it's not the end of the world. It's, there's someone better out there, or something may happen next time, or it's just a life journey, part of life's journey. Here in Australia, we had Father's Day recently. Father's Day is a very hard time of year for fathers who are alienated from their children. This is a hard time for the children as well. Some people forget to realise that. While the children may seem okay in their happy new family, whoever the new partners are, and they're not able to see their loving, caring biological father only for spiteful reasons, this affects the child. They may seem okay, but I'm sure there's a lot of times when that child's by themselves, or even that night, wondering what's happening with their real dad. And the fathers out there that had to experience a Father's Day, another year going past without seeing a child, my heart goes out to everybody that had to experience this, especially if it's from a narcissistic person. If you haven't done anything wrong to deserve the treatment you've received. If you have legitimately done something wrong and you're alienated for a reason, then you need to focus on that and heal that part of it, what needs to be healed, and move on, and down the track things will change. I want to think about, who's to blame? Who's to blame about the pain that these little kids go through, especially around this time of year, Father's Day. And it's not just Father's Day. You get Easter, you get the Christmas holidays, you get birthdays. There's every family gathering where your dad's not there or your mum's not there. Today we're focusing on dads because we just had Father's Day. There's a hole in your heart. You don't feel whole. The kids go through the same thing. They see all their friends with their dads and their families, or going to see their other parent, because not everybody's a narcissist. There are people that do co-parent out there wonderfully, and the children are a reflection of that, happy and well adjusted. Meanwhile, the children that are alienated from their loving father because of a spiteful woman, and I've known a few, I could tell you some stories about just how they've manipulated the system and manipulated their children. Manipulated the family around the children, spreading lies and things. I've got a few out there like that, and if they're watching, you know who you are, and you're responsible for the damage you've caused, and you're going to be the one that has to fix that. Anyway, these people forget that the children hurt too. The children are without their father that day, so while they look like they might be happy and everything seems okay, these children are not okay. These children sit and wonder what's happening with their dad, or, I think that people need to realise that having a child is a big responsibility. It's not just, oh, look, we've got a baby, look how wonderful it is. That's the next 18 years of your life to educate that child to become a happy, healthy, well-adjusted adult, so that they can go forward with their life and be a productive member of society. If you've been robbed of that as you're a child, then these children grow up with resentment, with frustration, with hostilities, with confusion, and a lot of questions that haven't been answered throughout their life. These kids are going to react. They'll lash out. Of course they'll lash out. What else are they supposed to do? They don't know who to talk to. They don't know what's going on. It's not till you get older and you realise what is actually going on. And then you put the things together and you read. I educated myself very well on the subject of abuse and the effects of the abuse on people's minds. I'm not a doctor. I don't claim to be any particular psychologist or anything like that. I'm a person that's speaking from experience. I was alienated from my mother. I was alienated from my father. Found out that was for a good reason. Have no contact with him anymore. I do talk to my mum. which I've spoken about before, but we had a lot of conversations, and she was honest and forthcoming, and it helps, you know. It's just not just, I can't get over the relationship and so therefore you're not seeing your child anymore. That's not how it works. And unfortunately for a lot of, like I said, we're focusing on Father's Day because we've just had Father's Day. We're focusing on mothers because we've just had Father's Day. And we're dealing with narcissistic people that have withheld the children from these loving fathers for no particular reason other than the reason of leaving or ending the relationship. There needs to be a lot more education into, like I said, how to deal with a relationship breakup. More education needs to go into having children too early. Too many people go out there and have children like it's an accessory. I have children, children having children. How can a child raise a child? Some kids are great parents. I'm not knocking all parents because, some kids are not like what they were brought up like. Some kids, like I am, were able to break the chain, and that's what needs to happen. We need to break this circle. Someone needs to stop this from happening, because the generation that may have been alienated from their children, if they're doing the same thing to their children now, alienating them from their own father, that child will go forth doing the same thing, believing that's what happens. Okay, well, the relationship didn't work out and we have a kid, so I'm taking my child. As I've said again, and people believe that children are property. My kids, you can't take my child. So there needs to be more education in this, because kids are kids. Kids don't have any understanding about the many years and the many nights and all that's involved in raising a child. It's not just having a baby and, I've got a baby. You have to raise that child. You're responsible for that child's upbringing and what that child will turn out as an adult. And if you fail that child as a child, then you're responsible for the outlashes that are happening as that child's lashing out in its teenage years or young adult years. And if you're not, you've just got a shit of a kid. Well, like I said before, there are shitty kids out there that'll just do that just for the fun of it, or they hang with their mates who could be connected to someone with a bad childhood. So I don't know, it's just education. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for today. I just wanted to do an update because I hadn't done one for a little while. Like I said, Father's Day is a hard day to deal with, and I know many fathers out there that are dealing with this unnecessary trauma, if you want to call it trauma. Emptiness is probably another word. They're dealing with emptiness. There's a hole in them that's not filled because of someone who's just couldn't get over them leaving. And that's wrong. That's wrong for the father, and that's wrong for the child involved or children involved. As I've said before, parent alienation changes a child forever. And the narcissist parent who's doing that is responsible for that. So thanks again for everybody for being here and showing an interest in this subject. If you like what I'm doing, or you know somebody that's going through this, like and subscribe and ring that little dingy dong bell thing to get notifications when I do a new video. This needs to be stopped. Like I said, it's an unnecessary pain. It's affected too many people for too long. Let's start educating. Let's spread some awareness and educate people on not to do this. Anyway, keep smiling, keep spreading love, because love rules. Catch you in my next one. Bye.